Hey guys, I wanted to make a video showing how I analyze rental properties. So I'm going to share my screen and let's jump in. So I pulled up this one property here on Zillow. It's in Westfield, Mass, so that's in my market area. I was happy with it. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet, listed for 230,000. So I'm not going to make too long of a video today. I want to keep it semi-short and just give you kind of a rundown, show you how I analyze the properties. And yeah, I'm not going to go super in depth about it, but I'll kind of fill you guys in as I go along. So I'm using the BiggerPockets Calculator here, which I really love. I've been using this for a few years now, and I've analyzed over 500 properties. So when you're doing a lot of properties, doing it by hand takes hours and hours. So a calculator like this saves a ton of time. It's been so long since I've had a free membership with BiggerPockets, but I think you can get like 5 or 10 calculator uses just to try it out before you have to pay for it. I have the pro membership now, so there's unlimited calculator uses. But so the address is 123 Miller Street. I put that as the report title. Westfield, Mass. Annual property taxes. So you want to jump over to Zillow and then go to the price and tax history tab and then scroll down just a little bit. So 2021, the taxes were 33.23. So I'm assuming, over the last 2 years, the prices increased for taxes, and you also want to be conservative. So what I did was I entered 3,500, and that's just a good rough number. So next step, purchase price 230,000. So if there's a couple ways you can run comps on the property to figure out the after repair value. If you're not an agent, you can get in touch with an agent and ask them to pull comps for you. Or if you do have your license, that's what I love. It's super convenient about running comparative market analysis, and then you can just pull comps yourself and do it super quick and easy. So I love that benefit. But another way to find out the comps is you can jump over to the similar homes tab on Zillow and then just look and see what you have. This one's got an extra bedroom and it's got, about 600 extra square feet. So it's listed at 260, but that one should be worth more because it's more property. This one, again, a little bit bigger, another bedroom, another bathroom. So 240, it's only $9,000 more. It's not much of a difference. This one's 275 and it's 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. So that one right now jumping out to me, it seems like it's high, but could be a reason for that. So let's take another look here. 2 beds, 1 bath, 1,100 square feet, 235. So just to get a rough number for ARV, this one's 260, 239, 275, 235. So you definitely want to spend a good amount of time looking at your comparables because that's a number that's very important, especially when you got to consider your exit strategy. If you're going to flip, if you're holding it, you still want to have a good idea of it, but it's not so important to have a solid number as if you're going to flip it and sell it right away. So my point is definitely spend time making sure you get an accurate after repair value. So we're just going to use we will do 245 for right now, and then purchase closing costs are usually about 2 to 3% of the purchase price of the property. So 3%, 7,500. So we'll just do 6,000. That's kind of right in the middle there, between 2 and 3%. And then estimated repair costs. We're going to look at the house here, and it didn't look to me like it needed much work. The pictures looks like it's pretty turnkey. So obviously, when you go there in person and you look at it, you might see some things that jump out at you, but looking at the pictures, it looks like everything's in good condition. So the repair cost should not be too much. I'm just going to put 5,000 here for estimated repair cost. Down payment or purchase price. Now, depending on if you're going to own and occupy it or if you're going to use it as an investment property, in my personal house, I own and occupy it, but I also rent it out. So that's the beauty of having an own and occupy loan is you can get down as low as 3% conventional, or if you're a veteran or you can get a USDA loan, you get 0% down. So there's a lot of great options for homeowners. If you're having an investment property, most of the time you're going to see 20 to 25% minimum. 20 is pretty much standard. I have heard of a few out there that are 15%, but standard is about 20% down. So we'll just do 5%. Now, loan interest rate, bank rate is saying a 30-year fixed rate is 7.55%. So we'll just do 7.5 just to keep it easy. And then interest only, no. We're going to pay the loan fees out of pocket, so amortized over 30 years. It's pretty standard. Total gross monthly rent. So again, same with after repair value, you want to look at comparable rental properties. So I use Facebook, Craigslist mostly. You can look on Zillow. Actually, a site that I really like is called Furnish Finder. So this is kind of what I cater to is medium-term rentals, which is over 30 days, but less than a year. So 3 months, 6 months, something like that. But this website here caters mostly to traveling medical professionals and other traveling business people. So, you know, they come to an area and stay for a few months for work, and then they leave. So what I really like about this site is with medium-term rentals, you can, as the owner, you can charge more for rent if you fully furnish the unit, which most all these houses is fully furnished, because somebody who's moving isn't gonna bring all their furniture and all that stuff, so it's already fully furnished. So anyway, you have 2,500, 2,900. Those are both 3 bedrooms. These ones here are bedrooms for rent instead of a whole house, so that's not, if you're considering doing just the room rent by the room strategy, you're going to look here, but in this example we're doing the whole house we're going to rent out, so there's a few hotels on there. These ones are 1,850, but they're 1 bedroom, so we'll just look at these two here. So 2,500 was the cheap one. And then up here you got 2 bedrooms for 2,000, 2,200 for a 1 bedroom, but the house we're looking at is 3 bedrooms, so this one's 2,500 and 2,900. I always like to be conservative, so I'm going to go with the 2,500 a month, and we're going to use that. And again, you want to make sure you have a good rental number. So talk to other homeowners that are renting out in the area, or talk to property managers to find out a good rental amount that you can expect, and be conservative on it too, and run the numbers to make sure you'll still be okay if you don't get the rent that you want. Because in my personal circumstance on the property that I own, it's a 3 bedroom house, and I planned on renting the 3 bedrooms separately. And while I'm living there, I've only been able to rent out the 2 because my market, I find there's just not so much demand for the rent by the room strategy. That's really good when you're looking in towns that have a lot of single younger people and traveling. It doesn't have to be traveling, but like professional business people that spend a lot of time working. Those are the ones that tend to do the rent by the room because they're not home so much, or they're younger and they're single and they don't really care about the invasion of privacy so much. So, but a lot of people I find don't like to rent by the room. They'd rather have their privacy with a separate apartment or a separate house. So the point there is I wanted to get the 3 bedrooms rented, and I've only been able to get the 2, which is fine because I'm living there, so the 2 bedrooms cover my mortgage. And I break even at that point, so it's okay. But you want to be, you want to check your rent numbers and make sure you are going to get, you know, what you're expecting to get. So definitely do your research there. And then electricity, I just did 150 a month. These are just guesses. Water and sewer 50. Private mortgage insurance, $50 a month. garbage 50, no HOA fees because this is a single family, but if you had a condo, you would have to figure out what the HOA fees are. Monthly insurance, $70, and then property taxes, $300 a month. Now, these are your reserve expenses, so vacancy, when somebody moves out and the property is not bringing in rent, you need to have money saved for that, because eventually even the best properties are going to have some vacancy period, whether a tenant moves out and you're doing some repairs beforehand, or God forbid an eviction happens, you got to have money saved for that. Repairs and maintenance, capital expenditures, and management fees. So depending on whether you're gonna live there, and you don't even have to live there, but if you're gonna manage it yourself, you want to factor into this fee, this management fee. I've heard people say you also want to add that percentage in anyway, just to make sure, because if you started self-managing and you end up like hating it and you really want to put it into a property manager's hands, then if you already factored in that money, you can, and the property will still be okay. Whereas if you did not factor that into your costs and then you end up wanting to pay a property manager, then you have to come out with that extra money out of pocket. Usually, I haven't used a property management company yet, but I hear it's about 8 to 10% of the month's rent, even more, and they charge other fees too as well. So depending on your property manager, you want to look into that. Capital expenditures are like the big expensive items like appliances, a roof, a boiler, anything like that, all the big expensive stuff. And then repairs and maintenance is just like all the smaller stuff, updates you're gonna do, things like that. So there's a percentage here. I think most common what people do is like you want to again talk to your property manager to figure out the vacancy rate, and then all the repairs and maintenance, they do like a percentage a month. I've always done, well, I mean, I only have one property right now, but what I've been doing it so far is I just do like a flat amount. So what I'm doing is $300 a month I set aside for reserves. And then I also, for that one property, I also had $10,000 before I bought the property in case something were to go wrong. I had that money, and then every month I set aside an additional $300 a month. So I do a flat fee. Depending on the size of the property and the condition, you might want to spend more, like save, $400 or $500, or you can do a percentage, whatever you want to do. Future assumptions, we're going to do annual income growth 5%. I think that's pretty modest right now because as of recently, I hear the rental increases are 10%, sometimes even upwards of 20%. I'm hearing. I haven't done a rental increase yet because I have owned my property less than a year, so I haven't experienced that, but I feel like 5% is pretty modest. Annual property value growth. Now, same thing with this, with the increases in prices the past few years, I've seen double-digit appreciation rates, but throughout history, 3 to 4% is pretty standard, and I always like being conservative, as I've already said many times. Annual expenses growth, we'll just do 5% to match the annual income growth. And then sales expenses, I'm going to leave that blank because I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. This is going to be a buy and hold, so I'm just going to leave that blank for now. Calculate results. So this calculator is awesome because it generates out a PDF that you can print out, and it's a nice report. So if you want to show your lender or anybody, just keep it for yourself. It's an awesome, nice, organized report to have. So purchase price $230, closing cost $6,000, $5,000 estimated repairs. So the total project cost is the purchase price plus estimated repairs and closing costs, so $241. And then the after repair value, it's nice that we came in $4,000 under here, but remember I just did a really rough number for you guys to keep it quick, so definitely check into that, but it's good to see that we're under here. So your monthly income, $2,500, and then monthly expenses, $2,189. So your monthly cash flow is $310 a month. But you want to remember that for the reserves, I did not put in the percentage, so it's not calculated in here. So normally, like I've been doing $300 a month, so you would have to subtract that, and then the monthly cash flow would be $10 a month. So considering the $300 in reserves, this property, that would be $10 a month cash flow. That's just breaking even. But depending on your personal circumstances, it could be a property that you want to put an offer into. So that's it, guys. That's how I analyze all my properties. It's pretty simple and quick when you have a calculator to help you out. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of the video was, and I hope this was helpful. Peace.